We will finally complete the biometric entry-exit visa tracking system, which we need desperately. For years, Congress has required biometric entry-exit visa tracking systems, but it has never been completed. The politicians are all talk, no action, never happens, never happens. Hillary Clinton, all talk. Unfortunately, when there is action, it's always the wrong decision. Do you ever notice? In my administration, we will ensure that this system is in place. And I will tell you, it will be on land, it will be on sea, it will be in air. We will have a proper tracking system.
And all of the people on the task force and Jared Kushner, what he did, he's here someplace. But he was fantastic on the ventilators. You know, ventilators are very, very complex. Oh, look at that, Jared. And he wants no praise. He couldn't care less.
Every drug dealer during his or her life on average will kill 500 people with the drugs they sell, not to mention the destruction of families. But we're going to be asking everyone who sells drugs, gets caught selling drugs, to receive the death penalty for their heinous acts, because it's the only way.
Here's Trump on guns. I played this in the beginning. This is Donald Trump's opinion on guns. Guys, no due process, just snatch the guns when we think someone's crazy.
Firearms first and then go to court, because that's another system. Because a lot of times by the time you go to court, it takes so long to go to court to get the due process procedures. I like taking the guns early, like in this crazy man's case that just took place in Florida.
Parkland.
He had a lot of firearms. They saw everything.
He had firearms.
To go to court would have taken a long time. So you could do exactly what you're saying, but take the guns first, go through due process second.
Of this and
okay, so due process second, take the guns first. Listen, we have a crazy man in Florida, and Sheriff Israel, his actual name was Sheriff Israel. Sheriff Israel, who drove a Bugatti, he saw the guns, could have snatched them right away. Now do SSRIs. I love throwing Trump's bump stock ban in people's faces. Yeah, but people go, oh, how dare you? Bump stocks just waste bullets. Trump is trying to save patriots. It's just coping, isn't it? And that's why when they say Trump derangement syndrome, I'm like, Trump attacked Obama for being too loose on guns. How would you identify him? All the guns? Listen, I'm a right-wing, rural, God-fearing Christian man. So what's your favorite part of the Bible? All of it. Every part. I got to play that part again. And Christians literally say he's the second coming of Lord fucking Haste. I don't know. What is it? David? Is it David?
Robert F. Kennedy Jr. make a great president. Thinking about launching Democratic challenge to Biden 2024 White House nomination. I would vote for Robert F. Kennedy Jr. as a Democrat instantly. An amazing man of total courage. We love him. I will vote Democrat if he's the nominee. Absolutely. I'll vote for Robert F. Kennedy Jr. over DeSantis or over Trump any day. I will vote Democrat right now for Robert F. Kennedy Jr. That guy is 110% real all the way. I just knocked over this whole glass of ice water, so that's so excited I'm about Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
We don't need any more blue ribbon committees. We don't need, I don't like to say this, and I don't even know if the American public is ready for it. And a lot of my people say, please don't say that, sir. That's not nice. They kill 500 people each on average. And if you don't do this, in China, when I was with President Xi, I said, President, do you have a drug problem? No, we don't. He looked at me like I didn't know what I was doing. He said, no, we don't have a drug. How come you don't have a drug problem? He said, quick trial. What is a quick trial? I sort of knew. What is a quick trial? That's where if you get caught dealing drugs, you have an immediate and quick trial, and by the end of the day, you're executed. That's a terrible thing. But they have no drug problem. The only drug problem they have is they make the fentanyl that comes into our country, and I had him stopping it. And then when I was gone, nobody ever mentioned it to him again. We were stopping it. That was way down, that number, but they send it in. But they don't have a drug problem. Other countries, like Singapore, has no drug problem. No drug. You ask them, they don't even know what you're talking about when they say drug problem. They don't even know what you're talking about. They have no drug problem. Now, why should they sell there and risk their lives every time they sell when they can come to the United States and nobody even cares? They can do whatever they want to do and become rich. It's a disgrace. So if you want to get rid of that and also bring down your level of crime, probably 75 or 80%, that's the only answer. No more blue ribbon. I refuse to create them anymore. They were just a joke. It was New York people wanting to be on a committee for publicity reasons. No more blue ribbon committees. That's the only way you're going to solve the problem. And I hope politicians are listening because they should do it quickly. Joe Biden. India is being decimated right now. We did a great job on that. The ventilators, the equipment that we got, the cupboards were all there, everything that we did. And then we developed a vaccine, 3 vaccines in 3 months, in 9 months. And actually, I'll tell you, it was 3 days less. 3 days less than 9 months, and it's great. And you know what? I believe totally in your freedoms. I do. You got to do what you have to do. But I recommend take the vaccines. I did it. It's good. Take the vaccines. But no, that's okay. That's all right. You got your freedoms. But I happen to take the vaccine. If it doesn't work, you'll be the first to know, okay? I recommend take the vaccines. I did it. It's good. Take the vaccines.
I recommend take the vaccines. I did it. It's good. Take the vaccines.
But no, that's okay. That's all right. You got your freedoms. But I happen to take the vaccine. If it doesn't work, you'll be the first to know, okay?
Trust the plan. Trust the plan.
Both the president and I are vaxxed, and did you get the booster?
Yes.
I got it too. Okay, so...
Don't. That's all.
And you can hear the boos there in the crowd after the former president's admission. You will remember that former President Trump spent 4 days at Walter Reed National Medical Center seriously ill with COVID in October 2020. According to the Kaiser Family Foundation, in October, of the quarter of Americans who were unvaccinated, 60% leaned Republican, while 17% leaned Democrat. For former President Trump, this is not the first time that he was booed after revealing that he had gotten the vaccine. This happened at a Trump rally in August in Alabama, in August of this year. Now, former President Trump told the Wall Street Journal in September that he probably would not get this booster shot, but obviously, Nicole, he has changed his mind.
Yep, obviously made a different decision there. Evan, thank you. Well, Bill O'Reilly once again joining Dan Abrams live tonight only on News Nation. And you can be sure they will talk about this on Dan Abrams Live at 8/7 Central. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to click on the red subscribe button below so you can get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.
In the obstruction of justice part, how Trump's team, Trump himself, dangled pardons as a way to protect himself. And now we're seeing the president's plan play out with these pardons here, these full pardons to Paul Manafort and Roger Stone. Also tonight, Charles Kushner, the father to the president's son-in-law, Jared Kushner. He was convicted of illegal campaign contributions, tax evasion, and witness tampering, and he served a 24-month sentence. Now, White House officials tell me that Jared did not advocate for his father to get the pardon because it was the unspoken word between him and Trump that this would happen. That is what sources have told me and my colleague, Gloria Borger. But overall, the story here, Kate, that
I've never seen him one time act inappropriate.
You know, you're really beautiful.
I'll go backstage before a show, and I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it.
I've never seen him one time act inappropriate.
I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
Whatever you want.
I can do anything.
I've never seen him one time act inappropriate.
This may be the best of all.
If Ivanka weren't my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her.
I've never seen him one time. One time.
Act inappropriate. Act inappropriate.
Oh! Donald, I thought you were a gentleman.
You can't say I didn't try.
Oh, America first. America first.
He truly couldn't care. Thank you, Jared. No, we had a tremendous ventilator, just a quick story. We had a tremendous ventilator problem because we weren't equipped for a thing like this. This is once in 100 years. It was 1918, we're talking about the Spanish flu. And we weren't equipped for that. And all of a sudden we're getting calls. We need 40,000 ventilators, like in New York. They needed far less than that, but they needed many, many ventilators. And other states are calling. We need ventilators. And it's a very complicated piece of equipment, as you can imagine, with pipes going down, heavily computerized. And people didn't know what to do, making them on a mass scale like this. Hospitals had very few of them. And Jared called up some of his genius friends. His brother's one of the most important people in Silicon Valley, smart family. They called up and they had these super brilliant young men come in. I mean, some of them were wearing undershirts. They were wearing a baseball cap. How much are you worth? About $1 billion, sir. Still, they had founded companies, sold their companies, but they were brilliant. One of them had roller skates on. And they wanted to throw him out of the White House. They said, "Sir, there's a kid here, undershirt and roller skates." I said, "Yeah, he's worth $2.5 billion. You know? But Jared called a whole group of people down. And to them, to us, to all of us, a ventilator is very complicated. To them, it's like the simplest machine they've ever seen. And they went to the automobile companies where they had excess plant capacity, and they went to various companies, and we started producing, within a short period of time, ventilators. And this story is just never told, and I don't think I've ever told it, not in this detail. We started producing ventilators in a short period of time at a level that nobody thought was, thousands and thousands a month. Nobody thought was even possible. And a relatively short period of time after that, all of our hospitals were sent tens of thousands of ventilators, tens of thousands of ventilators. Great companies, very big companies, the car companies, very big companies. They did a fantastic job. They'd line up with a small ventilator company. And we make the best ventilators. I mean, they say they're the best. And they were sent all over our country. And think of it, and they were done so quickly. But these brilliant young people were able to do it. Regular people you could never do a thing like this. So we made thousands a month, and not one person, think of this, in our country, not one person who needed a ventilator didn't get a ventilator. How incredible is that?
What was announced last night was also very unprecedented. And as an American, it's very troubling to me to see the leader of the opposition party be indicted. And I think that shows, obviously, the fear that the Democrats have of Trump and the political strength that he has.